Hey, it's Eddie from MusicBomb, and today you're gonna listen to an interview I recorded on July 2021 with the legendary Damo Suzuki, most known for being the lead singer of the Krautrock band Can. Damo have been touring for years with his project called Damo Suzuki Networks, following the concept of instant composing. But first, you're gonna listen to a short message from the director Michelle Hayway, who's currently producing an amazing documentary about life and career of Damo Suzuki called Energy.
Hey, my name is Michelle Highway. I am the director of Energy, the film, a documentary about Damo Suzuki. We've been making the documentary now for quite a few years and we've just come to closure and we need to raise some funds for post-production at the moment to tell the story in its best possible way. So it would be awesome if you can help spread the word and check out all of the products we have on offer on our crowdfunding page on Indiegogo. We have had a lot of help from a lot of sound carriers already, and Juan Barabani is actually a sound carrier that played with Damo quite some years ago, and he did our animation. So it was really amazing for him to collaborate with us on the t-shirt designs and the cup designs, which are really unique, beautiful representation of this really incredible dream sequence that Damo had whilst he was on morphine in hospital. So you can kind of get a visual sense of the animation by looking at the t-shirt perks. Everything that's purchased on Indiegogo will help towards paying for things like music rights, archive rights, beautiful visuals from the 70s. Also, we need to grade the film and equalize the sound, etc. So there's quite a few things that we have. So our goal is £10,000, and currently we are 16% funded. So that's really awesome. We're 1 week in, and I think we've got 39 days left. So if you can share on all social media, that will be amazing. Thank you so much for interviewing Damo, and thank you for sharing this on your podcast, Michelle.
Hey Damo, how are you doing? Can you hear me? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So nothing is bad for me. I have always good thought. So
Are you still in quarantine for the pandemic?
no, not really, not really. So actually, I don't know anything because information I get from mainstream media is always something strange, and I don't go to shopping. So fortunately, I'm living quite near to the park, so only 3 steps to huge park. So I can go out so every day for many hours. So actually, I don't have any problem except I don't travel and I don't make music. But everything's okay. So I can read some book or watch at movies. So I have no problem.
Okay. I'm talking straight from Brazil, and I want to know if you know any artist or band from here.
Yeah, only Oscar Niemeyer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Oscar Niemeyer is interesting because my father was an architect, and so practically I'm quite interested about architect. And yeah, I think I know. And any other Brazilians?
You've been here in 2010, São Paulo, I guess.
I think I was in Brazil for only once, maybe 2007 or so. I'm not really sure, so, but anyway, quite a long time before. And yeah, I made kind of a small tour. So it was beginning with Rio de Janeiro. So I stayed there for 5 days. Then to Goiânia, Brasilia, and Florianopolis, I think, and maybe some other places. So altogether, maybe 10 days I was in Brazil. That's it.
Yeah, how was that? Do you remember anything?
Many things is good, but I really don't like airport in Brazil because they are almost like America and they are not really good custom police, you know.
Yeah,
So,
it's bad.
and they are treating passenger as a animal or something like that. Here, come here. You know, so something like this. So same experience you can have in States as well. So it's not really nice, but I was quite surprised because I'm not really fan of touristic places like Rio de Janeiro. But Rio de Janeiro, so before I went to Rio de Janeiro, I thought, it's so touristy and many girls with a bikini. But I went there and I stayed there in a quite really nice place, but not in the middle of the touristic. So what was the name of the places? But it's quite an interesting place because I had a really huge room and you can see all Rio de Janeiro from there. And also this area was much more, so domestic people was living. It was not really nice. Also, if I go to eat something, Brazil, you can get so many food at once. They knew that I was the only one. I didn't bring anybody, or maybe I went to with the mother of my friends together, and only two person or something like that. But they brought so many food, and
Yeah.
it's huge. So and everywhere in Brazil, maybe I'm not really correct, but I had all the time a feeling like if I go to Brazil, I get really double or three portions, you know.
Yeah.
So for quite small money and good quality. So because I'm interested about the food, and everywhere I go to, first I think always some local food, and so especially if you go to Florianopolis, you can find some nice fish restaurant and a fish restaurant on the beach, and they have really good fish. They grill this one and open, so really huge, so it's enough for one person. So it's really nice. So food is good in Brazil. But I cannot say because I was only in the south. I was not in Amazonas and this area because Brazil is a really huge country. So
Yeah, even I don't know most of my country.
and
Continental.
where you are,
Curitiba.
yeah, I know this name. I know this name. So maybe I passed by or something like that. It's so north of Florianopolis.
It's close. It's on the state beside.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Because
close.
I can remember the name. This.
Yeah, your memory is really good and your pronunciation too. And you're pronouncing Brazilian names the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, because many Brazilian people is living in Japan, so I learned from them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the beginning now. I want to know how was your first contact with art, and at which point you realized that you wanted to be or to become an artist.
Oh, it's quite difficult answer because I don't think I'm an artist. So
Really?
I don't think I'm an artist. So I'm doing just what I like to, and I don't particularly focused on being an artist. So I'm not so much interested in being an artist because I don't like to be categorized and I don't like to belong to anywhere. So I'm not the artist. I'm just Damo Suzuki. For me, it's much better Damo Suzuki because I'm playing just with myself. So I never thought I'm artist.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, the next question, actually, I was not gonna do that because I know you don't like to talk about that. Uh, but could you tell me a bit about the period you were in the band Can in the early 70s?
Yeah, it's it's quite difficult. answer because if you are targeted to some point also it's okay, but so if I tell about this time, it's quite difficult because it's not so feel so much value in my life because it's only less than 5% of my life. So that's why, and also it's you cannot maybe think about, but it's already a half century before. Yeah, it's a time. So I stayed there for only 3 years. Maybe if I didn't meet Holger Chukai, I don't make music. So I met him because as I told you, I'm not an artist. That time I was a kind of hippie. Maybe I was a hippie, and I was traveling, and I met Holger Chukai in Munich, in 1970 April. And yeah, he asked me, and this is the beginning I made. But if I didn't met Holger, maybe I don't make music now. So it's a strange meeting, but it's changed quite my life. Okay, before I was a street musician and I performed on the street. And also later I worked in a musical here. And that time Holger met me. And actually, I didn't made their music, and I mean they didn't make my music too. So we just played together in a studio. We had opportunity to have own studio. That time, okay, nowadays many young band has own studios, but at that time in the 70s, not much band had own studio. So we had this opportunity, and we could use 24 hours a day in a studio and just hanging around too. And so that's why we were creative that time. So that's why so there was together maybe 3 or 4 LPs together with them, which is quite good or quite still update music for young people too. If I make a concert too, so sometimes it can come so 12 years or 13 years boy or girl with the parents to my concert too, so it's my audience is quite mixed up, and that I really like it. But that's good. Almost 50 years, so that means I can make another 50 years of music. So that's really nice.
All right. Now I want you to tell me a bit about the project you're working currently called Damo Suzuki Network. I know you've been touring non-stop for years, following the concept of the stunt composition. Could you tell me a bit about how it works?
Yeah, how it works, I don't know. Because I don't have to know it. So I don't know. I say I don't know because I don't know what can come in the future. So you said so instant composition, but for me it's instant composing with ing because it's something to do with now. That's why I don't have to plan anything, and I really don't like to plan anything because if you plan already, you are forced to do something that is already in a plan that you are not yourself actually. So I began this project before I had a network, but I was touring together with my friend musicians. So I know them, and chemistry was okay because I know them and they are friends and so. But since 2003, so I'm doing different that I perform together with musicians, not the professionals only, or sometimes with disabled people or amateur musicians. And so I perform every city with a different musicians. So every time, every day, every concert, different musicians, and without any plan, without any rehearsing, of course, not only sound check. So then we make music of now. So I'm just interested about them now. So I don't like to have any kind of a plan. So that's the same in making music as well. So that's why I told you. So it's instant composing with ing. If you say I energy, I energy, I energy, I energy, I energy, so 20, 30 times, it's really sound like energy, you know. So
Yeah.
so I like to produce energy together with musicians on the stage. So musicians, I call them not musicians or sound carriers, and with audience. So together we create one energy in a one room. We are at the moment together. Some visitors following my concert, they know already that Damo's concert is every time different. So that's why they are coming. So it's almost like crazy so football fans. So they go to football games because they don't know any result. So actually, I'm making much more football than music. So in a way.
Yeah, all right. Um, Playing with artists that you've never seen before. Did that ever got wrong? Like going on stage and it didn't work in some way?
I don't know this word. What is wrong? Who decides this is wrong?
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
it's a
Yeah.
label.
So yeah, and it's depend on your perspective. So I don't think anything is wrong. If this go not like you wanted, maybe you go to another way. You go to another way, but it's not wrong way because from this so-called you say wrong way, but for me is another way, and another way you can develop new things again, and you can go to another directions, because this is a life. Life itself, you have sometimes not really good mood, or sometimes everything is going well, and so on and so on. And music itself is like this, and I like to make only honestly music because I'm a human being. I'm not robot, and I'm not like to make so huge money with the music. So that's why for me is there's no fairness. So to make a music, or nobody's controlling myself, and I'm a management by myself. I don't have a recording company. I don't need all those things because firstly, I like to have my freedom, and if I have freedom, I like to share this freedom to another people. It's not music, maybe sport.
That's a beautiful philosophy. Do you consider that in some way you are rebelling against the patterns of how music is supposed to be done today?
No, 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 no. I'm not against that. So if people like to have my music, it's okay. But if people don't like to hear any kind of my music, it doesn't matter because their choice. But I'm just make kind of a rebel against any music industry or something like this. I just like to find my truth within the music and within myself as a human being. So always live with the truth is for me is the most important thing. So if I'm working together with the industry, I don't think I get really free because I must work for them. So I don't like to work for anybody. I like to work for just for myself if it's called work, but I don't think it's work because I like to make it and somebody together play with me on the stage. I hope they can get my feeling about life itself, maybe. So how to make a music is not so much important thing that I like to tell them because music comes naturally. If you have a special point, then you can do everything very naturally.
Do you record all your albums live?
All my releases is live and quite limited. I like it that much more. People should come to concert, my concert. This is the best witness because from recorded things in a studio, especially, and they are rehearsing for to making a tour, and they are going to release a CD or LPs, or however. And it's business. I don't like this kind of patterns. So already automatically some kind of system is there. And within this create something is for me is really like killing myself. So I cannot. So I get so much allergies from this kind of stuff. I like to live so natural as possible. So my release is always coming as spontaneously because some musicians who performed together with me, uh, they had so recording or something, and they asked me, shall we release this one? And if you agree with this, so always this pattern, So for me, it's not so much important to have, but if they like to release it, then they can release it. But please don't cut anything. Just yeah, just natural as possible. So if I make a studio album, maybe I must have an audience. So otherwise I cannot, because for me audience is one of the most important factor in this kind of sport. So like a football player needs all so good supporters. So I like to have audience for my sport. So and because they are part of the music itself, and because music is a communication.
Something that I notice in the Damo Suzuki network is that the musics have no lyrics. Do you think it's better to do music with no lyrics? Do you think it's more free?
Yes, it's a good question because I wanted to talk about this because people is asking, so, oh, what the Damo is so singing and so. Um, as I told you, so music is communication. Uh, and I told you about create time and space, not the moment, platform at the moment with musicians and the audience together. So if I don't have any kind of lyric, then each one of audience make own stories, and this is interactive together with that. And this energy is coming on the stage as well. So I feel it, and so all together, everybody is so involved in this moment with creating something together, and togetherness is important because this is communication, and communication is music. So and also if you have a lyric already, every word have already rhythms. So it's impossible to make improvise or instant composing music because then it's not instant anymore. I'm doing kind of Dadaism, but yeah, I'm Damo Suzuki, so begin with Dada. So that's why it's okay.
With lyrics, in some way, you are already telling them the way they need to go, and with no lyrics, they are like free to follow their own way.
Yes, and also I really don't like if frontman is mainly so singer and he taking a message of the band or maybe not. So I mean they have already written lyrics, and this for every concert, every time same for 100, 200 times same lyric. For me it's not natural. It's business. And people like to hear this kind of stuff maybe, but this kind of the people audience that like to hear every time same music is all same like a tourist which who is visiting only famous places and attractive places which he read in a tourist guidebook or something like that. So every concert, the big concert is quite same because they are just repeating and repeating themselves and copying themselves. They know how to move already planned, and many things is just planned. So it's for me, it's totally boring what the a majority of musicians is doing.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Cool. All right. The next question is actually something that got me curious. I saw that in 2007 you recorded an album with Amar Rodriguez from the Mars Volta and at the Drive-In called Please Hit This Eventually. I want to know a bit more about how was this interaction between you two.
Yeah, I met him so a few times. I met in one festival in England too. And okay, so there is a recording with Oma. This is one concert that he performed in here where I live in Cologne, in Germany. He mailed me or something like that. So yeah, we played tonight. Then if you have interest, then you can meet me. And so well, we had quite good conversations. And he asked me, so last piece, maybe you can come on the stage. Okay, I said it's okay. And this is also live. It's not a studio work. It's just my music is. So I really don't like to make cosmetics and makeups in the music.
Cool. Yeah, I believe it's it. Demo, that was a huge honor to talk to you. Really, that was awesome. Um, Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much for calling me from Brazil, and take care.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Bye. See you.